Well, for me, the last couple of years have been very busy, tremendously busy. I traveled to maybe about 30 different countries performing with all sorts of orchestras. I've been to Korea, I've been to Japan, I've been to Italy, I've been to Germany. What I found very fascinating is how each country, the orchestra, had their own identity. Especially when you're performing Beethoven in Australia, you wouldn't get the same Beethoven in Brazil. And so this has been really a unique 2 years. I mean, working with some of the greatest orchestras, from Tokyo Symphony to the New Japan Philharmonic, to working with the National Taiwan Symphony, to working with orchestras in Paris, the Lamoureux Orchestra, to working with orchestras in the Americas, with the Sinfonietta in Chicago. So it's been a really hectic year, but I think it's been a very enjoyable year. This coming year is actually one of my most challenging years because this year in Japan we have a tradition in December where they do something called Daiku, which is Beethoven Symphony No. 9. And I have finally been invited by Nihon Philharmonic, which is Japan Philharmonic, to perform this piece, great masterwork, in Tokyo Bunka Kaikan. And I will also do this same Daiku, Beethoven Symphony No. 9, with the Osaka Century Orchestra in Symphony Hall. And these are all very reputable orchestras with, with a very big sort of repertoire, the Beethoven Symphony No. 9. It's very challenging, and I've been constantly training for this. And this is actually a dream come true for me because I've always listened to Beethoven Symphony No. 9 when I was a student in Japan, but they were always done by great conductors, conductors that were in the 50s, 60s, 70s. So I just hit my 30s, and finally I got my chance to do Beethoven Symphony No. 9. And this is actually, I think, for me, a milestone. It's either one of the sort of make it in my career, or, and I really hope it does, because Beethoven Symphony No. 9 is very monumental, and it's a very monstrous work, and it requires years of training. But my feeling about this piece is that this piece is, you must know all the symphonies before that No. 9. You need to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before you can conduct No. 9. And I feel that over the last 8 years of my career, I finally have been able to conduct every single symphony. And I think I'm ready for this Beethoven Symphony No. 9. I'm constantly learning German now. I will start having my new bass in Berlin. And I also start looking at my new bass in Beijing, and also keeping my same orchestra in Osaka and in Tokyo. So it's been quite a hectic year, but at the same time, I still want to remain committed to my really pet project, the Vancouver Metropolitan Orchestra. What I found about the orchestras in Asia, especially in Japan or in Korea or in Taiwan, is that they're really phenomenal in their technique. One thing I think about getting the orchestra to play to my idea is how to relate to the orchestra. For example, in Japan, you can use certain ways, like, you could relate to something so monumental like Mount Fuji. When you describe something like that, these orchestras immediately they relate to you. But going to an orchestra in Brazil or going to an orchestra in the Philippines or something is very different. You have to come up with very innovative, creative ideas. The Brazilians don't have a technique as well as the Japanese or the Korean, but what they have is they have such a soul and a rhythm that is so incredible that This is why the Venezuela, they have a really phenomenal youth orchestra there now, led by Gustavo Dudamel. And it's getting absolutely world wave reviews because it's so, they're so passionate about music. The technique, getting better and better every time I see them, but just the spirit of the music is very different. And so I find that the spirit of the music making in each country is different. There's always the good, there's always the bad, but there's always something that you're able to work with and to create something, what I call a mold. You know, you mold the orchestra together with your own concept. So our concert on the 9th annual opening concert will take place at the Michael J. Fox Theater. We like to keep it a very intimate setting. So Michael J. Fox fits about 630 people. It's a wonderful theater. The acoustic is getting better. They've done a lot of renovation to it. Our concert will begin at 2 p.m. and there will be a pre-concert talk done by our assistant conductor, Kim Yo-Wong, at 1:15. And tickets are available at calling 604-876-9397. And they're also available online. If you can check us out at www.vmocanada.com.